Hello, everybody, and welcome. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Firebook, and today is going to be basically how to farm gold in Jotunnslayer. So, and as you just saw there, I'm going to be playing Flame Sister, and if you haven't watched my last video, I showed you how to get her new skin. So check that out. I'll put that in the link in the description, or you can click on the YouTube card on the top right of the screen, and that should link you to the video. But make sure that you can play any map, but just make sure that you have the greedy modifier, and that's gonna give you bonus resources. However, the enemies are gonna do slightly more damage. You can play on any difficulty, but however, if you play on insane, like I'm doing, and I'm also doing the modifier, you're gonna get tons more of just gold and XP. So yeah, follow this build, and let's just straight go into it. So I'm going to be putting points into Loki, and I'm also going to be putting points into Freya. So, and I'll explain more, but that's going to be the main focus on these two gods. And then, of course, I'm going to do 2 points into Flame Sister and 1 point on Odin. But before I fully begin with this video, I'm going to actually stop and talk about the new patch notes that's going to be happening. So I'm going to put a timestamp that you can skip if you don't care about me reading about the patch notes, but I'll show it to you in the game, and then later I will go back, show you the gameplay, and I'll be showing you guys the build that works best for me to get as much gold as possible. And why is that such an important? Because if the next update, you're gonna have a new character, you're gonna have a new god, you're gonna have new weapons, and we're gonna have a new map, new boss. So yeah, that's why it's like, okay, well, it would be a perfect time to talk about gold and gold farming. So all right, I'm going to be starting the patch notes. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so in this section of the video, I'm just going to briefly talk about the new modes, new weapons, more chaos, and this is just getting weirder or wilder. So basically, you don't have to read all this. If you want to, you can pause the video and read it. But basically, new content is coming soon. We got new difficulties, relaxed endless mode, plus nightmare mode. So one of the most common requests we have seen from the community is to make the endless mode more flexible. Something that fits both laid back adventurers and pure chaos seekers. So we are introducing 2 new difficulty modes to suit both sides of the spectrum. Relax in this mode, a more chill and sandbox style, taking on the endless mode, enemies scale more slowly, tournaments and bosses individuals are removed. And you can take your time experimenting with builds and strategies. So there you go. And this is what it's going to look like. So there's going to be endless mode, and then you could have the relax mode. That there is not going to be any tournaments or anything like that. You could just test out builds. But yeah. All right, and then there is going to be a nightmare mode, which is going to increase the difficulty and resources. So I'm going to try that out because As it says, think you mastered insane? Think again. Nightmare mode lets you customize your own difficulty, pushing the limits of what's possible. Crank it up as much as you dare, and see how long you can survive the madness. Alright, and then it looks like we're also going to get a bunch of new weapons for each of the characters. Each class is going to get stronger and deadlier. And this update, each hero receives their 6th weapon, unlocking new ways to wreak havoc across hell. So this is what each of the weapons are going to look like. Pretty cool. I kind of like this goat head one. The bow is kind of too extreme. This axe looks really cool. And this hammer looks really cool in my opinion. The sword's kind of like because most of the Flame Sisters swords kind of look the same in my opinion. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see each one. So each weapon has their own ultimates. So Berserker, he's going to get the Blade Barrier. And this is what it's going to look like. As you see, he just kind of throws 2 axes back to back. And then it says a swirling wool of blades that deal consistent damage and grants plus 40 health, which is pretty good. Ciores is gonna have the Staff of Wonders. Dark slime launches slime bombs that explode into corrosive pools. Also grants a 10% chance to bonus skill or reward. So there you go. Would I probably use this one? Maybe. But we just got to find out. And then it looks like Revenant's going to get the Cursed Bow. Cursed Calotropes. A valley of spike traps that curse enemies on contact and providing 5% damage reduction. So little cow traps, as you can see there. It's okay. I think it would work with him, especially with some builds like him standing still, in one of the passives that he has or subclasses that he has. So they could work with him. Would I personally use it? Again, not my cup of tea, but maybe some other people might test out different builds and see if it works best for them. All right, and then you got Flame Sister, Shade Dagger. Fires 3 walls of impaling daggers and increases class skill damage by 14%. So this is what it's going to look like. So it shoots out 3 impulsive daggers. They kind of look like they're going upwards. I'm not too sure. I had to try this out to see if it's gonna be useful. Most of Flame Sister's weapons, I feel like or her ultimates, they're not really that strong in my opinion. So this could be something to keep in mind, or try this out, which I'm gonna probably try out once this patch does come out. All right, and then Warden's gonna get the Clan Hammer, Call of the Ancestors. Summon charges dwarves to aid you in the battle. The hammer also boosts XP gained by 13%. So this one's really cool. Most of the summoning clones, they do vanish pretty fast. But it is kind of cool that he also is going to get a XP gained by 13%, which is going to be quite useful for him. Because he doesn't have a lot of passives in his kit that grant bonus XP. All right, and then last is Jotunnslayer, the heroic Hellbird. Unleashes a furial shouts that boosts both offense and defense while restoring 1.5 health per second. Warcry. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm not too sure. I'll give it a shot. I think the restoring health per second is pretty good, but I'm not too sure. All right, new visuals, new mechanics, new chaos. And after that, once update 1 lands, we won't be slowing down. A major content update is going to be ready in the horizon with a new map, new hero, new god, and a new boss coming soon. Expecting more info in the incoming weeks or upcoming weeks of November. So this is what the map's going to look like. I wish I could zoom in a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. That looks really cool. So, and that is going to be it for this little update that they are announcing. And I'm going to give you guys another follow-up video and when this does happen, so in the upcoming weeks in November. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully you guys are excited. All right, now let's get back to the rest of the video. All right, so that was the patch notes. And sorry for advance, I have dyslexia, so it's pretty hard for me to like read stuff. But hopefully you didn't mind that. I could have just rehearsed it, but I saw the patch and I was like, oh, I gotta make a video about that. But anyways, back to the how to basically gold farm. This is what I do to get gold. And again, like I said, you don't have to play with this map. You can play with, I think, the other maps. But just make sure that it has the modifier on it. And to unlock the modifier, you have to just complete like a certain challenge or maybe the difficulty or whatever to get it. But if you don't have the modifier on it, it's totally fine. I personally think the modifier plus playing it on the insane mode grants you the most basically gold and a chance to get the soul stones. But yeah, I think at the end of the video, I think I made up to like almost 200 or yeah, like crazy amount of gold. So, but basically what you want to do is you want to just put 1 point in Loki, 1 point in Freya, and you want to focus on the passives. So the one for Freya, there's ones that every time you pick up gold, you heal, which is pretty useful. There is another one that has a higher chance to drop gold, if I remember correctly. And then Loki also has something similar to that, and he has a chest roll that you have a better chance of having different rolls in the chest. So instead of giving you the usual every time you pick up a chest, right? Of like those potions, you have a chance to like get even more bonus resources out of it. So it's pretty cool. That also affects like, don't quote me on this, this also affects those golden harpies, as you can see there. And it also affects the boss at the end to have a chance to drop a little bit extra gold. So but yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can follow the rest of the build of what I did, and you can like skip ahead if you want, if you don't want to watch the whole be playing this map on Insane with Flame Sister with a build, but you can skip all the way back, I mean all the way to the end if you want. But all I say is just leave a like if this helps you get a bunch of gold and you want to prepare yourself for the next update. That's why I'm making this video. But another thing that you could get is you can put a point into Njord. Njord has, I think, something in his passive. I can't remember the top of my head. I'm sorry. I should have put a note about it. But Njord has something that you have a chance to get more resources from the chest as well, if I remember correctly. And Warden is also a really good pick because Warden has, I think, in a passive that he gains extra gold or have a chance to gain extra gold. So just little things to keep in mind. You don't have to play Flame Sister. You play anyone, but the higher difficulty, the better. But like I was saying, all I ask, if you are gonna skip ahead, just leave a like. That's it. If it helps you, if the build really did help you, like, comment. You know, like, hey, you missed this, or hey, this passive is actually better for gold farm. Blah blah blah. But another thing that you can do is actually play it on endless mode. In this mode, you don't gain gold really fast, but if you are really good with endless mode, you can like stack up all the way to like basically when your character's max level, and max level is like 100, and once you get to 100, the only upgrades, and every time you do upgrade, right, because even though you still get upgrades. Well, no, okay, let me step back. So max level is 100, but you hit max level with all the gods at around level 50. So anything past 50, every time you level up, you only get 2 options. And those 2 options are heals or a gold. And so if you have really good XP farm, pick Freya and pick Cirrus. Cirrus also has a lot of benefits for just basically with those XP crystals. And she actually does bonus damage when enemies are near it, so something to keep in mind. But yeah, like different characters have different properties. So if you want more gold, pick Warden. If you want more XP for the endless mode, pick Cirrus, because Cirrus is gonna like get your XP faster, so you can hit max level. So every time on endless mode, when you level up, you have a chance to like get more gold. Because you already hit max level, then there's nothing else to really max. So the game's just like, okay, you got 2 options. You want more gold, or you want more health, or basically just like heal yourself. Another thing is this map. So this map wasn't the best choice for chests, because I don't think a lot of chests really did spawn on this map, unfortunately. I think the first map spawns a lot of chests. Don't quote me on that. And I think the last map also spawns a lot of chests. So if you want to look for more chests, that's even better, because that would benefit Loki a lot more. But the more you point points on Loki and Freya, you have a higher chance to get gold out of the chest as well. So, and you might see that in a couple of this video, but I didn't really pick up gold through chest, because I was really confident that I'm gonna get a lot more gold anyways, just by killing minions, by killing bosses, killing the elites, and all that. So, but yeah, again, this is what I build, and this really worked out for me. And as you can see, like 13 minutes in, I'm already doing pretty well, and I have up to 90 gold on. If you could look on the top left, I have 90 gold by the beginning of this match. So this is going to be just really useful for basically the new update that's coming out. So I'm pretty excited for the new update. I have no idea what the new map is going to be. I need to go back and basically restudy my Jotunnslayer or my Norse mythology, because yeah, I have no idea what that map's supposed to be. But it looks really cool, and a new character, which I hope it's going to be pretty good. Also, yeah, I get pretty low here, but don't worry, I don't die at all because I'm a big Giga Chad. in this game. Even though I get low, I don't panic. Like panicking, even in real life, panicking is just gonna like hinder your what am I trying to say? So like even when I got low, I didn't panic. And even in real life, if you start panicking, it actually is worse for you. So it's something that I just have. It's just like, oh, I'm pretty low. I'm probably going to stay cool, calm mind, and try to figure out how do I get out of this situation. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new update. I haven't really heard anything. I know they have a Discord in this game, or a Discord server that you can go and join, right? And they'll probably have discussions and new updates there, but I haven't really seen anything else besides Steam that gave me the update. Well, the notification of like, hey, there's going to be an update soon. I'm like, hell yeah. But I don't know if they have any other social medias. I could be wrong. I haven't really had the chance to look it up. I've been pretty busy making videos just nonstop. As you could tell, like from last week, I was quite busy. But this one's just out of the blue. I was going to actually start working on the Warden video. But I think I'm going to post this one on Wednesday. Because I did post the Flame Sister on Monday. And again, if you haven't watched my Flame Sister one, I'll actually show you how to get her skin. So check that out and then come back to this one if you're interested with the skins in the game. The other skins are just DLC, which I'm actually kind of half tempted to buy it myself. because it will make a really good thumbnail. So plus it's pretty cheap, and I do enjoy this game, and I'm pretty happy that it's actually getting some updates. So, and hopefully this game keeps going on and keep getting updated, because I was kind of afraid for quite some time. I'm like, dude, I haven't heard anything about any updates in this game. I don't know if they're going to keep going. I don't know if they're going to add more gods, characters, weapons. Like, I heard nothing. And when I first started this Jotunnslayer series on my channel, I was starting to worry, because I was like, I haven't heard anything. So, but thank God they're updating the game, and I'm quite excited for that, because this game is quite addicting. It's one of those games that I feel like if you just get off work, you can just pick up this game, just play it, right? I do like to play competitive once in a while, like Smite 2, right? I also play the finals. That's competitive, and Marvel Rivals, right? I don't mind playing competitive games. It's kind of nice to play games like this, like Jotunnslayer. Just sit back, relax, experiment with builds, and just kind of just have fun, right? Just killing hordes of enemies, bullet hell. So yeah, like once in a while, it's actually quite nice. I feel like this game's like really relaxing. I know, like it's supposed to be intense, like Viking hordes of enemies, blood and all that, like gore. I don't think this game has gore. Besides killing the bosses, but again, I actually find this game quite relaxing. I do like the music in the game. It's pretty nice. I was expecting like metal or Viking metal, but this is like more as like adventurous kind of music style, and I don't mind it. I don't know what the actual name of this kind of music. I know it's not folk or it's not folk or anything like that. But talking about music, I do post on every Friday. Just music that I make, the outro that I have is a full-fledged song that I made about basically the unstoppable firebug, which I find quite cool. And I use AI to make the music. I know AI, but I believe that with certain cases, I feel like it's fine. Kind of like if I'm not relying on AI to do everything, I think it's fine. If I'm making like a full-fleshed video with AI, I feel like that would be a problem. Like you're not even putting the effort to make the video. I feel like that could be a problem. Like if everything's fully 100%, but if it's like little bits of like, because one, I don't know how to make music. I know how to make some lyrics, but that's it. And I go back and use like I go back and reread my lyrics, rehearse it, and I do check it on like on the computer, right? Just like, hey, how does this sound? Is this correct? Is my grammar correct? Blah blah blah. I feel like that's totally fine. Because like if you really think about it, like all those like correction programs, it's basically AI. So that's how I see it. And when I use like tools to make songs or cool outros and all that, the intro and outro like in the video format with my logo, that's all on me. Like I put the time and effort to make my own logo. Like that's all me, no AI. Which it came out quite good. I was trying to go for more fire effects in my logo, but I feel like the gold just looks so much nicer. And gold, in if I remember, in most cultures and most like mythology and stuff like that, gold's represented as like the sun anyways, or warmth and brightness, kind of like a fire. So that's why I use gold for my logo and my intro. So, but I'm getting off topic. It's not about me, but that is something that I end up doing. It's just talk about random stuff. That hey, if you're interested of who I am and all that, just let me know. I can always make videos about that. Just whatever comes to mind. I know I yap a lot, but I feel like there's just so much information that I just wanted to like share with you guys. Plus, I always feel like watching a video, just like not having anyone really talk, kind of gets boring real quick. Because if I stop talking for like a minute, but as you can see, it feels weird, and I can understand not talking for certain moments, like a cutscene or something, something intense is happening, and you can actually have the viewers focus on the video. But with this game, it's like, dude, it's chaotic all the time. Well, besides that one point, like for some reason the game wasn't spawning any enemies for a second. So it was just like weird timing. But yeah, I noticed that. I was like, why is there no enemies spawning? I thought the game broke for a second because I was just killing them so fast. And the game's like, you know what? I don't want this guy to be too OP, so. But that moment of like silence and all that, I don't know. It feels weird. Especially when I'm rewatching the video and then put it up on YouTube, and then I'll rewatch it, the YouTube video fully, just to make sure that everything's like fine. But I've always find it like that awkward silence, just like, I don't know, it really sinks in to you, and I don't like that feeling. Maybe that's just me, but maybe if you guys want a video that I talk less, just let me know. Weirdly enough, like, I get a lot of views, I get lots of like traction in my channel. Like, lots of people actually come over, all sources of life come over to my channel, right? But the funniest thing about my videos is like nobody really reacts on YouTube. Like, I know most viewers, they don't really react. Most people that come to my channel, they don't comment. And once they do, it's just like, oh, thank God someone's commenting on my videos. It's like, thank you. Some interaction, right? But you'd be kind of surprised because I'll have like videos that have like thousands and thousands of views, and then nobody comments it. And I find that so interesting. I don't know. But if you want me to like make a video that I don't really talk a whole lot, I can totally do that. I know my Friday videos, I do the Smite 2 no commentary. I usually just post the music of the god that I'm playing on Smite 2 and make music with Sino AI and have that in the background, and then just no commentary, no one talking. But I could do the same thing with Jotunnslayer. If you guys are interested in that. But yeah, like, and again, there's nothing really else for me to talk about in this video. I'm just kind of like dragging it off, dragging it on, as you could say, because I've kind of covered everything. Basically just pick Freya, pick Loki, pick Insane mode. Insane gives you a lot more resources or bonus resources when you complete it. Even if you die, right? Even if you die, you actually still get the resources. Like, I'm still gonna get if I died right here, I'll get the 215 gold, and I still have 2 minutes left of this match. So, but yeah, and if you have the modifier also grants you more like resources too, or have a chance to get those resources. But that kind of covers everything in this video, and hopefully this is entertaining for you guys. I know I've already covered Flame Sister 3 times, and I decided to play her again because I was like, I enjoyed this character, why not? And I'm so confident about this build that I'm just standing still now. So, like, I'm telling you, like, I know what I'm doing in this game. And again, it's on Insane, right? If you look on the bottom right, it's on the hardest difficulty on Insane, and I'm just standing still. Well, right now I'm collecting all the XP because I want to level up, but still, it's just, I feel like I'm confident of what I'm talking about. So maybe my opinions are valid, but yeah, I always find it quite funny when I'm watching like other YouTubers. They're like, yeah, don't build this. I'm like, why? But that's actually really good. I don't know. And I usually have like an open mind, because I don't always be like, oh, one thing's just correct all the thing. I don't know if that made any sense. Not one answer is fully correct, right? There's going to be always something to really just have. You always want to have an open mind, because some problems are not easily just solved by one solution. So that's why I always like, when I watch other videos about other people, I don't just like, oh, I'm criticizing them. I'm trying to have an open mind of like, okay, maybe I'm overlooking something. Maybe they see something when they upgrade the Jotunnslayer are the gods, right? Maybe I'm blinded by my own naive, if that makes sense. So that's why when I watch other people play this game, try to like understand. I don't hard judge them or anything. I'm always open minded because maybe I'm blinded by like, my own ways. I don't know how to describe that. My own wit, because I always think like, oh yeah. If I'm closed minded, I always would think like I'm always in the right, which doesn't make sense. So, anyways, as you can see, I have made up to total of 246 gold. So that's pretty good because you can get a tons of upgrades. You can basically max out a character with that much gold. Unfortunately, I didn't really one-shot this boss, but I'm doing quite some damage. But again, I feel like that CRS video, I just like completely destroyed that boss, and I'm still shocked by it today. Every time I think about it, but I don't think this build was meant for like killing bosses. I think this build was just more for how to get more gold and basically farm gold. But even though I only did this build to how to farm gold, it still performs pretty well. So another thing to keep in mind is that I only put the 1 point of Jormungandr, or it's a Loki ability that is Jormungandr. I feel like that's the only one that's like really valuable. The other abilities that he has is kind of like lame. I feel like they don't do damage. And then Freya, I like the pushback. The pushback is just so nice. It pushes enemies back and it does damage every time they get near you. So it's quite useful for, again, like Flame Sister, because she doesn't have a lot of health. So you have to like rely on like dodging a lot. But if you have a lot of like, what's it called? Evasion, you're pretty much fine as well, because you could just ignore attacks. You could just invade it. And she also has a passive to like increase the invade. But yeah, quite simple stuff. And of course, little or mini Ragnarok. I've said this in all my videos. It just does a lot of damage. So, like, even right there, you see how much damage the boss took. So yeah, that is gonna be it. And there you go, kill the boss, and on insane with the modifier, and I got even more gold at the end. So, and I'm gonna quickly kind of just hover over these. You can stop and pause, read what each one does. But these are all the passives that I picked up. So again, you can just stop and pause, read what each one does. But this is what the build worked best for me, and maybe it might work for you guys. All right, so I'm going to show you the skill shop, and I'm going to show you guys, as you can see, I got tons of gold. Right, and I'm going to just quickly kind of just hover over what each of my characters have. So I'm basically almost done with all of my characters. The Warden needs a little bit more of points, which I'm going to put in there. And then I'm not done. I still need to work on the Jotunnslayer, but I'm basically done with all the gods. This is what satisfies me. And the ones that I don't have points in, I don't really use them. That's why I don't put points in it. Make sure you have this, because even though I didn't have it on, I still got tons of golds. But there you go. But yeah, this is all the like the points that I recommend in my videos. And another thing is always do the challenges. So go to the trophy hall. You can do challenges, and again, you can pause, read what each one does. This one, yeah, that's gonna be really hard to do. Basically, you just can't get hit. And I'm like, don't get hit at all. Yikes. But challenge accepted. And each of these challenges, I think you get the Steam achievements as well. So, but they do grant you gold and the crystals, so you can get more weapons. But yeah, again, you could just pause. I know I'm kind of hovering some of them pretty fast, but you can pause at any of these, read them if you want. But that is gonna be it. So one last shout out, if you haven't watched my Flame Sister and you want this skin, check out my last video. I'll show you how to get it. Then my next video is gonna be Warden. So, and this is the skin that I have for him, and I can show you guys how to unlock that skin if you are interested. But yeah, this is the default, and then the other one is his other one. So subscribe so you don't miss out, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like this very long video, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Can you feel it? The heat.